Years ago, I lay down on the ground, bleeding from several machete cuts inflicted by my husband who wanted to kill me. But a neighbor helped me that day. After that near-to-death incident, I went to Nairobi to work as a house help where I didn't have family nor community. So, luckily, in 2017, it was my turning point when I discovered the living learning communities. Those ladies embraced me. They loved me and accepted me for who I was, without judgment. And healing started. I started thinking, how can I give back to community and also help other women who are going through similar situations? So I didn't see how. And during COVID, eventually I got a chance to volunteer to give relief in the slums. So that's how I met women who are going through gender-based violence, oppression, and poverty. So we started having conversations, and from the insights and strengths that I drew from the living learning communities, this group started. Nairobi group of LLCs women was born. And our focus was emotional healing, critical thinking skills, Bible study, and business development. So currently, my status changed from participant to facilitator. And my friends, currently I facilitate 10 groups of women in Kenya and in Burundi, Patwaland. I also oversee an LLC farm in Western Kenya where we grow vegetables and rear chickens. Let me tell you, it's more than, farming. It's dignity, self-reliance, and hope. In the living learning communities, we don't receive transformation. It's something that we create together. By coming together, working alongside each other, and then that's how we heal our communities. So, years ago I was lying down, bleeding, but today, I'm here in Europe, standing here, telling you my story, courtesy of the living learning communities model that we've seen the way it works. Thank you.
My friends, let's continue from there. You've heard a story from Maggie. That's one story. We have very many stories from different women in the living learning communities. The living learning communities, which we normally refer to as LLCs, began with one group in Nairobi in 2017. We have grown to 14 groups in 4 countries. We operate from Nairobi and Western Kenya, that's in Kenya, Kigali, Rwanda, Batwa of Burundi, Northeast Nigeria. Our operations are based on 3 pillars, which are mutuality, dialogue, and positive regard. By mutuality, we mean that every woman in the living learning communities has a voice. We are not hierarchical. We intentionally begin with mutuality because we know without mutuality, dialogue cannot be open. Dialogue helps us to co-create meanings and find ways together to tackle our challenges. Positive regard. Another way of describing positive regard would be to say it is the opposite of disregard. But in the living learning communities, every woman is regarded. The living learning communities focus on holistic development that involves 5 domains. The first domain is emotional healing. The second one, spiritual growth. The third one is cognitive development. The fourth, entrepreneurial activities. And the fifth is the grassroots leadership, which is process-oriented. This holistic development has led us to 3 experiences. Let me say these are some of the experiences. The individual and community transformation. Breaking cultural norms of gender discrimination and building sustainable futures through empowerment. However, we also have our challenges that we're working on. The first challenge is that we are struggling to make substantial profits for these small businesses that we have. We have limited access to educational opportunities, and we have always faced intractable gender-based violence. And all our living learning communities operate in extreme poverty contexts. The development of this leadership model was informed by leadership and change theories. Very important ones were picked. I would like to say that because of the time constraint, allow me just name them. And if anyone would like to know how we used these theories to develop this model, you're welcome to contact us and we'll be happy to talk about them. So, the leadership theories that we used were adaptive by Heifetz, complex theory as promoted by Mary Obin, constructivist relational as promoted by different scholars, and conversational leadership as we see in World Cafe. Then the change theories that we used were the systems thinking as promoted by Seng and communities of practice by Lev and Wenger. These are different photos of our different living learning communities. This is Kigali in our LLC print shop. This is Western Kenya where they are working on their farm. This is Ngando, they make peanut and sell it. This is Northeast Nigeria, they are having their meeting. This is Western, this was Nairobi, then Western Kenya, where they are doing their Bible study. In Africa, we have a proverb that says, until the lion tells the story, the hunter will always be the hero. In our case, the women are the lions, and we want them to be the heroes. Asante sana from Maggie. Murakoze cyane. Thank you so much.